Hopefully by now you've had an opportunity to try out the new Jamboard integration with Google Meet. It's great. It adds so much creative opportunity into your live lessons. But there is one problem with the current Jamboard integration. It's very easy to create a Jamboard file and share it with all of your students, but what if you want each student to work on their own Jam file? So for example, I have an activity prepared right here. I'm in my world history class. We've been studying Greek culture. I've given students this photo and I want them to annotate the photo to identify the major contributions of the Greek society to culture, government, art, etc. Now, trying to do this activity with 20 or 30 kids would be a hot mess. I mean, you can't have that many people working on one slide at the same time. And I want each student to do this independently, and then we'll use this assignment as the basis for a class discussion. So the question is, what is the easiest way to get a copy of this activity to all 25, 30, 32 students in my classroom? The good news is it's really easy. Let me show you how. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to set up your Jam activity. So I always do this from Google Drive. I just create my new Jam file, set it up however I want, and save it somewhere convenient. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to go to Google Classroom. So here's the key. We're going to go to Google Classroom and we are going to create a new assignment. We'll call this Greek culture and achievements. All right. And we're going to attach our Jam file, the one that we just created, to this assignment. Should pull right up. There we go. And because a Jam file is just like any other Google Drive file, docs, slides, sheets, we get the ability to make a copy for each student. Now, don't turn the video off yet. There's another cool thing that I'm going to show you. So we'll go ahead and set that. Now, I don't want my students to have access to this file until I am live in my meeting. We're going to be doing this together. So I'm just going to go ahead and save that as a draft for the time being. Okay, so it's just going to sit there in Google Classroom. We'll put it in my week 6 topic, ready for me when I go. So I'm going to set up my session. I'm going to go into the live session, wait for my students to join. We've got that all set up. Here's my Google Meet session. I've got some students in here. We'll talk, we'll chat. I'm going to say, okay, we're going to do our activity. You have 5 minutes to complete this. And that is when I will assign this to them. So I'm going to go ahead and click the Assign button. Now, as you probably have experienced, it's a lot of work to get students into your Google Meet session to begin with. The thought of sending them away and not knowing if they're going to return or not should terrify you. So I don't want to just tell my students, okay, go open a new tab, go to Google Classroom. That could lead to chaos, especially if you're an elementary teacher trying to have students navigate all those clicks. Not going to go well. Here's the second cool thing. I post the assignment. You don't even have to tell students that you've posted the assignment. I'm going to click on the snowman in the right corner of my assignment. This is normally where you would edit, delete. But we are going to use this option right here. This has been here all along, but very few people take advantage of it. We're going to copy the link to the assignment. And I am then going to post that link into the chat of Google Classroom. Now the neat thing is that this functions just like the Jamboard integration. You create your Jam file from Google Meet, it puts the link to the Jam file right into the chat. Same thing happened. Now let's jump over to a student account and see what this experience looks like for them. So here is my student account. I can see the link from the teacher. I'm going to click on it. That is going to open up the class, the classwork page, and the assignment. Takes them to the exact place that I need them to go. And right there is Polly's copy of this Jamboard activity. So I say, click on the link, students, look for the Jamboard file up in the top right corner, and now Polly is in this Greek culture, and achievement activity that I've designed. We'll spend a few minutes working on this, and then we'll have a class discussion based off of the annotations that they've made to the Jam file. Now again, because we assign this through Google Classroom, I don't have to share the Jam file individually with the students. Google Classroom does that. It automatically makes the copy, puts it in their Drive account, and then I can even grade this activity through Google Classroom just like I would with any other assignment. So Jam is a great way to encourage collaboration and creativity in your virtual meetings. You can create a Jam file for everyone, and now you know how to create a Jam file for each individual student in your classroom.